honest with you. The point is, your dog's a schmuck. And I think you guys realize that. But you're so scared to even say it out loud that God's going to smite you or take your job away.
Hey, it looks like I'm probably live, so let me set the shit up so I can see the chat. Oh, there we go. Fuck. And I forgot to get the records. Like, I'm doing this fucking record thing, and like, I didn't even get records. So hang on a second.
If you dare a question, ask me.
Shit. All right, so I got some coffee brewing too, so I'll have to get up and grab that in like a couple minutes. So, is anyone even on though? Let's see, I have a live chat here. I don't know what the fuck is. Oh, there we go, pop out chat. That's great because I don't want to like look at this delayed thing. Fuck, top chat. There we go, live chat. All right, cool. So yeah, is anyone even there? Kind of interested to know now. It's gonna be all weird and bright with the light up here too, like that. Look at that shit. It's kind of nuts. I said we grab a few more records while we get people in to show up. So. You want to keep the shit kind of semi-organized? Just checking this shit here. Am I even live? I'm not super confident that I am. Concurrent viewers. All right, cool. Oh, hey, right on. All right, thanks for being there. I'll go ahead and start then, I guess. Let me actually wait until my fucking coffee's ready. Right on. It's crazy to me how much streaming is going on these days. Like, I mean, just nonstop, like the fucking nonstop streams and shit. I suppose it's good that people have that outlet, you know, but like when Bobby Gass is streaming, I kind of go, damn. I was a little surprised when he started turning up in Brother Brian's things so consistently. Cool. All right, let me grab my coffee. Hang on one sec. So it's kind of funny that I called this like prog rock video, because it's sort of it's really just the shit that I was going through. You know, I mean, I have this whole section here, which is like my rock section, and I've barely been reaching for anything in there for like a long time now, like a lot of years. And so I'm thinking, you know, I can get rid of some of this shit, and if I think of a few down the road that I wish I'd kept, I can just fucking get them again. If I pay more, that sucks, but you know, that's just kind of life too. I mean, there's all this shit too that I'm selling for so much more than I paid for it, and I have some bills and shit, so that's what we're doing. All right, so let's see how this looks with the light off here. Is that better? That seems more civilized to me, like it's a nighttime stream, you know? Yeah, it is fun to chat live. Hey, I should tell you what I'm listening to, too. Hang on just 1 second before we get started. Yeah, this just came in the mail today. I should move my fucking drink. It's fucking Palace of the King. I hope Eric Weinbender's watching, because I'm about to tear the shrink off of this so it doesn't glare and you can actually see it. Yeah, but I'll be honest, man. I pretty much bought this one because of the cover. You know, I've talked about the virtues of doing that in the past. I mean, Jesus Christ. Look at that. Get Right with Your Maker by Palace of the King. How could I fucking not? You know? So, yeah, that's what we're listening to right now. It's really good. It's more sort of straight ahead than I expected. A little less fuzz. It's, you know. It's just honest hard rock, man. It feels fresher to me than a lot of the 70s shit that I've spent so many years listening to, you know? And I'm not shitting on any 70s bands, man. I mean, if you. Oh, yeah, Eric's totally working, John. You're totally right. Guaranteed. Yeah, Steve, it does kind of look like Doom, that record. And I guess that's, you know, something, that's what I was trying to articulate. I was expecting to be a little doomier than this, you know? This is really kind of, I mean, not really like boogie, you know, but it's more sort of, they spent more time listening to AC/DC than I thought they would have, you know? All right, so let's look at some records, man. Now, I'm not going to promise that I haven't shown any of these, right? But this is like going deep in the collection and shit. So, you know, when I thought about this, it's actually kind of a good idea for a video because, like, I'm not going to be showing that fucking Militia record over and over, and, you know. All right, so this is Pinnacle Assassin. And this is a reissue on Little Wing of Refugees. And one thing that pissed me off about Little Wing, they always did a really nice job. I'll bet some of you have some Little Wing shit. But when I started getting into German shit, Little Wing was like the only fucking label that was doing anything. And it's funny because, like, on the one hand, they like did this like weird, like elaborate shit with the jackets. So this isn't the cover. They like did their own like custom covers. But then the CDs were like shit. Like, you know those really like cheapo like throwaway ones that you see like at the fucking truck stops and shit where the covers are all the same and it just has like there'll be like some really generic pattern and I'll have the name printed on there and the songs and shit. That's like what the Little Wing quality of the CDs was. They sounded fine, but they all looked the same and it was fucking stupid. I didn't like what they did with the art on these, but at least they like made an effort, you know? But it's a weird thing to do, man. Anyway, pretty much everything I've heard on Little Wing has been interesting. This is a really cool record. It's not like an all-time fucking classic, but it's great. There's a more recent reissue though that has the original cover on it over that, so this is kind of an extra now, you know. Although you know, so forget about. I'm not going to talk about why I'm getting rid of these because that's probably not really interesting, you know. And I might change my mind anyway, you know what I mean. And I'm not here to hustle, so fuck that. All right, this is a great record, man. Most of these are great records. I just never play. So, um, hey, Jim, right on, man. The prog records, I'm probably just unloading them because they don't fucking pay me enough at work, man. That's the deal. No, just so most of these release years, most of these are going to be 70s. Actually, John, what are the release years on these? Do you mean like the these actual versions or the original albums? Because the original albums are all going to be like you know, a few 60s, but mostly 70s. The release years are going to be mostly since 2000. That one I just showed those like early 90s, something like that. Eight Tales from the Crypt, man. Right on. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Um, all right. Well, until I hear back from John. So this is the Outsiders. So y'all probably know the Outsiders. They're like this Dutch beat band that sort of morphed into a psychedelic band, and they're kind of known for their singer Wally Tax, who looked like such a fucking wimp. He had the recordings. So I'll try to remember and say those as I'm going through. Then John, that first one was like 70. It was between 74 and 76. And, you know, so I could look, but I have to open that thing up, and it's a pain in the ass. So this Outsiders one. This is like 70-ish, I want to say. No, 68. It's earlier than I thought. But these guys were mostly like a beat band, but this one there was kind of more fully realized. You know what I mean? So the I had it actually. No, it's still over there. I forgot about that. I still have it. I have an earlier record by them too, where they're like coming off the side of a cargo ship, and that one's more sort of like their hits, like the pop stuff they were doing. And this one's a little more serious, but it's kind of like I don't know. It seems a little dismissive to compare them to the fucking Monkees, but that's kind of the best things I'm coming up with right now. So yeah, Wally Tax did have some pretty fucking long hair. What do you think, John? Do you agree that this is a better record than that self-titled one? Let me flip that record. Ugh. All right. All right, so this one is an Italian one. It's called Il Paese dei Balocchi, I think. Yeah, Il Paese dei Balocchi. I don't know what that means, but when you sing, you learn to pronounce Italian. So it's one thing I sort of took with me from my childhood. And nice gatefold. This is a really fucking crazy record, okay? Like, right on. So this is kind of an outlier when it comes to Italian prog. So obviously there's an Italian prog band. There's going to be a lot of Italian prog in here because I really like this shit, but I just almost never reach for it. It's like it's like for me at this point. It's like soul. You know what I mean? I used to have a really good soul collection too that I let go about 20 years ago, and it was hard to do. On the one hand, that was really bad life circumstances. This is nothing like that. But like on the one hand, it sucked to get rid of that shit. On the other hand, I really never played it. And like I could have gone out and rebought Otis Redding records so many times, and I've never prioritized it because I haven't needed it. But it's there for me if I want to. So I'm kind of doing the same thing with the Italian shit. If I come back to it someday, then I'll deal with it at that point. But anyway, most of it tends to be like really sort of grandiose and symphonic and shit like that. Metal exploitation, right on. I don't have any of that today, I'm afraid. I have the chat right here if I'm pointing, so cool. Anyway, this is a lot more of like sort of a noisy, like free, like crazy ass record. Like if the Italians were German, this would be Amandul 1. Okay, and it's really cool. It's I can't really recommend it like I would some things. I also haven't played it in so long, I don't fucking remember. But I do remember liking it a lot. It's just kind of a weirdo band. Um, yeah, like this one right here, Pana Freda. This is I probably like this one even more. This is one of my favorites, but it's a lot more straight ahead. So this is Uno by Pana Freda. And this one's on the early side too. This one, like that one's probably like between like 72 and 74. This one is fuck, I don't remember, man. I want to say 70. I want to tell you why it's good too. The fact is, I don't fucking remember. I just remember really liking this one. It's just been too damn long. Yeah, I don't see it right there. So this is a reissue on Mayfair though, which is kind of cool. I don't know if y'all have encountered the Mayfair label. They're out of, I want to say Germany actually, somewhere in Europe. Yeah, Mayfair music right there. But they did a few like really cool. They haven't done a whole lot of reissues. Like it's just a really light catalog. What they have done has been great. Like they did a reissue of Kalevala, People Know Names. Fucking, I was so happy when I put that shit out on record because I was never gonna find that an original of that. That one's not on that's staying here. But maybe Panafreda should stay here too. I don't know, man. I remember this one as being a little bit more rockin' than some of these. Like it wasn't as precious as oh god, no, can't think of it. Like well, Kellavecchia Locanda is like on the opposite end of the spectrum. That band's just fucking like nothing but prog. That one's a lot more sort of rock than prog, but even so. Yeah, I always feel like I'm just showing the covers. Maybe I'll just like show the covers and tell jokes because I don't remember a whole lot. I don't remember what this one fucking sounded like at all. Pani Regales, but they're Spanish. Pani Regales, I guess. This is actually on Wawa. They've done a lot of German shit. There's a lot of Wawa stuff that's staying around. Um, yeah. What year is this? The reissue's 2000, it says. And the original, I don't know. Fucking hope I can find it in here. No, just the track lengths. It's kind of a weird label, isn't it? Check that shit out. Hey, MZ Mayhem, how's it going? Yeah, this is another one of those records. It's like, consider this like monster of like, 70s prog shit. So, when a reissue became available, I grabbed it. Oh, look at this fucking insert, too. I don't want to, well, unfold it. What the hell, man? What am I going to do? Fuck it up? But yeah, it's like there are a lot of these records. I was like, yeah, they're good, but they didn't really grab me. I think I kind of got a lot of these now, sort of ebbing a bit with the foreign prog too. So and I say foreign prog because I just went on that English prog kick again, more recently than a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I actually don't know what the fuck this is. Looks like some sort of show or something. I'm gonna put it away because I'm trying so hard not to wrinkle it. Now actually I'm looking at selling it. I kind of give a shit. Not that I like treat my records like shit or anything. But the next one has a really fucking weird cover. The next one's Swedish. Ugh. Yeah, someone tell me a story, man. What do you got? Fucking. Oh, Wally Tax got some friendship going on here, which is good. Check out this fucking weird cover. This is, I think, Swedish. This is Panta Ray. It's on Golden Pavilion, but yeah, look at that shit. Same deal, man. I had to fucking hear this. How the fuck was I gonna pass on this? Just Alaman, welcome. And this thing's like perfect, but I just, same deal, man. I haven't played it. It's kind of rocking as I recall, but definitely more prog than rocking. I made a video a long time ago. I don't know if anyone's gonna remember this, but well, I made a video about 70s hard rock from Norway because I said that. Okay, I thought they were Swedish. Hey, Nico Malcolm, man, welcome, dude. Um, yeah, I thought they were Swedish. Fucking yeah. Now I actually feel bad with like a real prog rocker on the fucking street. You're totally welcome, though, man. This is like your cup of tea, the kind of shit I'm gonna be. I'm looking at going through here. Anyway, this record didn't make much of an impression on me. So looks awesome though. Oh yeah, I made a video a long time ago about how like in the 70s, the Norwegian bands kicked the Swedish bands' asses. You know what I mean? You're like, fuck, man. Norway's like the fucking like, and they're right next door, right? There are even more people in Sweden, so you think they have that advantage, right? But like, you compare 70s Norway and 70s Sweden, and Norway is just fucking kills it. But then, like, as soon as you hit like right around 1980, it fucking flips because when you get into the metal, Sweden fucking is awesome, and Norway is just, I mean, TNT, you know. All right, here's one. This one looks really cool, but I don't actually think I've even played this once. No, you know something? I played this the other day and I forgot how it sounded. Maybe I just pulled it out to play it and actually didn't. Oh, I'll still rag on him just as much because I didn't even remember him that well. And the fact is, I don't think there's a single record here that I didn't like. So let's let just that qualify at all. If I sit here and shit talk everything here, it's all there's a certain amount of love. Yeah, Celtic Frost, totally. Good luck with that. No Celtic Frost tonight. Yeah, Roger Powell, Cosmic Furnace. I guess this guy was somebody. He was like in some band or something. What John knows or Nico Malcolm knows. Yeah, I don't know. Fucking You know, it just looks like I love shit like this, just sort of on principle. You see, like he's playing with all those like old ass synthesizers and shit. Maybe I should play this again before I let go of it, but you know, I should play this next one too because this is fucking cool, and I don't even remember what this one sounds like. I don't have a whole lot of rockadelic records. Oh, okay, right on, man. I just should have pronounced your name, Sadal Deluxe, but cheers, thanks. Oh, right on, man. Welcome, War God. Awesome. All right, cool. So this is the Pi Corp, Lost in the Cosmic Void, and this is goddamn. I could tell the record dealer story here if you want. Yeah, this is on the Rockadelic label. Do y'all know about the Rockadelic label? Because if not, I'm gonna fucking take a moment here and just educate y'all. Yeah, Rockadelic. Yeah, this is a later Rockadelic release, and the date on it is 2001. Rockadelic was basically the label that hung around in there through the 90s, even like finding old prog gems and like doing reissues of them on record. You know, I don't even know if they did them at all. And it was run by this guy named Rich Haupt, who lives in Texas, actually. And I had an opportunity to meet him, but I had to bail because I was going to meet him at a record show, and Spencer was born, so I couldn't go to the record show. You know, it was one of those like any day now things. The other thing I missed was that in Austin they had a Cannibal Film Festival at the Alamo Draft House, and they had a brand new restored print of Cannibal Holocaust, and I would have seen that too if Spencer hadn't been born. So it kind of dicks me out of that. Um, okay, anyway, so I'll like bullshit aside in that though. Yeah, this is just like some weirdo outsider record. I really don't remember, but yeah, I was hoping to meet Rich Haupt. Now, I actually never really had a whole lot to do with him. I had more to do with his brother John Haupt. Yeah, Sudden Death was on Rockadelic, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then like there was a Three Souls in My Mind. There's a whole ton of shit. You know, a lot of the shit that's gotten done by like Klimt and some of these other like newer reissue labels. A lot of that shit Rockadelic had done small runs of already. So it's sort of like, you know, Rich took the chance and like did a 500 run in 1997 or whatever. And oh yeah, that one's gotten desirable. So now Klimt comes along and presses, you know, and puts the money into printing covers instead of doing paste-ons like this. In any case, though, you know, I'm not shitting on those labels either. I mean, it's really awesome, but yeah, it was really kind of heroic what Rockadelic was. Certain amount of reverence towards anything having to do with Rockadelic here. Like you can tell me, show me a total piece of shit album that was on Rockadelic, and you know I'm still going to give it a certain modicum of respect. You know. All right, this one's like a little bit water damaged, but this is actually a pretty cool one here too. This is actually an original of the first Pink Fairies album. I kind of deconstruct this a little bit because you know it got damaged. I mean that fucking cover kind of shows you, you know. But this is the original, and these are pretty. It's actually a lot more valuable than I even realized, having looked it up recently. But it's really cool. It has that, like, instead of like a regular jacket, there's like this card, which is actually really fucking cool. But I just don't want to deal with taking it apart right now. And you see, there's this print in there. I'm sure you can go online and see a better one because this thing is already kind of like split, this outer rubber shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, there you go. It's an original version. And dude, I got this in the wild. Like, I think I got this at the record store I was working at. It came through, and I was like, oh, I gotta check out. I was like, Never Land by the Pink Fairies. I think that's coming home, man. You know, it's kind of one of those. But I might not be remembering that right. You think Kings of Oblivion is their best? You know something, dude? I never got into Kings of Oblivion. That was the first one I got, and I thought it was crap. Then I heard this one was better, so I checked this one out, and I fucking loved it. So I was like, well, maybe Kings of Oblivion wasn't so bad. Maybe I was having a bad week. So I checked it out again. I was like, I think this is crap. So then I went and like hunted down What a Bunch of Sweeties because I heard that one was good. I put that one on. It's a great. Maybe not quite as good as this, but maybe even better, sort of depending on what kind of a mood you catch me in. I still can't handle that fucking third one. As of the last time I checked, might not right now. I might love it. It's been 20 years since the last time I gave him a chance. And that's the other thing, you know, fucking Pink Fairies. Do I like the Pink Fairies? Fucking all day long, dude. Winnebago on the cover. That does sound pretty fucking good. Anyway, it was a really cool piece. But I never play it, you know. Someone else might give it more love, and if I regret it, I'll just fucking pick up a reissue for 20 or 30 bucks. So what? That's awesome that you saw the Pink Fairies in '71 vinyl, Richie. And Nico Malcolm, you know, the fucking Deviants never really did as much for me. You know, I mean, I kind of like the Deviants and shit. I don't have any beef with them, but they never really like blew my mind. You know what I mean? Got a copy of Obscured by Clouds here. I have some other Pink Floyd stuff. I don't think I'm going to necessarily list it though, but I don't know. I mean, this is kind of in flux too. I actually have a couple here I didn't put up, so that's funny. I just like skip over Obscured by Clouds. Anyone want me to like hold up Obscured by Clouds and shit? There's a Plus record. See, this is another one that was a rebuy. I had an original of this a long time ago, so I'm just doing again what I already did once. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of a weirdo hard rock record. That die cut thing is weird. You know, that's how the original was, like from like I don't know, first half of the '70s. Um, you know, it's cool, dude. I never got that into that Nun like with the Lollipop record. That's the only one I actually own too. The only Deviants record. Actually, that might not be true. I might have another one too. I have to check. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, plus Seven Deadly Sins. Oh, so if you're familiar with the metal label, actually, OPM, like that was sort of the metal equivalent to Rockadelic in a way, except John Haupt, who ran OPM with Jim Cranford, who completely left collecting. He sold all his shit and moved to Australia. Um, yeah, he was the metal dealer. So if you were collecting like this kind of shit, well, not this kind of shit. Well, this caliber of shit only metal. If you're collecting that shit in 2000-ish, then you probably had dealings with John Haupt. So all right. Got this guy right here. This is actually a great record. I love this. You know who turned me on to this fucking shit? Lester Bangs. Now this one just turned me on to it by itself. You know what I mean? When I saw that record cover, the first time I saw this, I was like fucking 18 or something. I was like, yeah, I I actually had this on CD. I saw it on CD for the first time. I was like, okay, I'll buy that on CD because I didn't think I'd ever find one on record. And now this is like my second or third copy of it I've owned. So there you go. But I actually like this one even more, the American Revolution. So I kind of got this one on the strength of Have a Marijuana. But this is more like a legit like rock record. You know what I mean? Like this is when you'd actually put on and play. Fucking We Are From the Lower East Side and shit. Yeah, Oink Oink. Hey, Mr. Draftboard, shit like that. Yeah, total bullshit. This record, really, but it's kind of awesome. You know what I mean? And if you like punk, that's what this shit is. You know, this fucking record has Vinyl Richie written all over it. I don't think David Peel did a record with Gigi Allen, although he might have, because he seemed like he was kind of washed up and like just kind of hung around for a long time there. You know. Okay, I got to put another record. Hang on just one second. How are we doing? Oh shit, sorry, been a half minute. What's going on, man? Hey, what's going on right now? Oh, Chromie D show up? Right on, man. That's funny. That is perfect. You know, some Chromie was just complaining the other day I wouldn't get up and like get a drink or whatever I'm doing. You know, I do it delicious. I just want a drink, and you know, that's how it is. So it figures he comes in while I'm like putting another record on. So this is it though. I'm actually right now listening to this for the first time. This is kind of one of those where, you know, when I got into the stoner rock thing and that, I was like, you know, there's certain bands that you hear about, and I just want to like sit down and take them in my living room like this on a fucking real stereo. I don't want to sit there on YouTube and fucking, you know what I mean? So I just sort of waited until I was ready, and now I'm checking it out, and I hope it doesn't suck. But I'm not too worried about it. All right, some people really like this one apparently. Phantom's Divine Comedy. This kind of sounds like second-rate Doors to me. I had, you know, I had this on CD, and like I got rid of it when I got rid of all my CDs, and I was like, yeah, I don't really like that one anyway. And then like I went and found it. I was like, oh, maybe I should give it another chance. It wasn't very expensive, so I picked it up again, this reissue. And I really don't like it very much at all. I mean, on the one hand, I love anything that's like some fucking eccentric dude just like being weird, like Arthur Brown and shit like that. You know, so it's right up my alley from that standpoint. But sorry, I thought something flickered over here. I want to make sure my stream wasn't fucked. But this just owes too much to the fucking Doors, dude, and I don't like the Doors, so I don't want to hear some fucking guy mimicking Doors either, you know? And we can argue about the Doors if y'all want, because sometimes people get into it with people, but let me just like fucking I'll put the bullshit aside and say that I actually used to like the Doors a lot. I just got sick of them. Like I got to a point where like I like thought the Doors were cool, and then like I loved the Doors, but like I thought Jim Morrison was a little bit of a chode, but the Doors were so cool. Then like I liked the Doors, like as I sort of started getting old, and Jim Morrison started getting really annoying, and there was like that divergence. Like the more I sort of got sick of the Doors, the more he started to annoy me, and now I fucking hate him. You know what I mean? You didn't like the Phantom's Divine Comedy either? That record should be great. You know something? Yeah, you know something? Maybe the Doors were mimicking the Seeds, John. Bip Bop. I should call you Bip Bop. I call Phil Chromie D. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I guess they're mimicking the Seeds, but you know, all that shit kind of in the '60s kind of sounded the same anyway. If you're gonna go down that path, you know. And I've spent a lot of time listening to that shit too. You know what I mean? Like I can talk about these bands, but it's just the spectrum became wider, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? There was sort of a certain narrow berth during that period. I mean, that's why the Beatles were such a big deal. Oh, Spencer isn't in Alaska, and thanks for asking. And I agree that the Danzig is better than the Doors, but that's in spite of Danzig himself, because I think he'd make it more like the Doors if he could. No, he's actually in New York right now. He's at school. So Alaska was just for a while. It was pretty amazing, but he was only there briefly, like for a winter project. And he this past year he went to Seattle actually. Was working there for a bit, but he's back in New York at school now. This is another really cool one. I'm not even sure if I'm going to let this one go, but this is yeah. Apparently they're called People, and the album is Ceremony Buddha Meet Rock. And this is one of those. This is like a fake record, apparently, like one of those sort of fake like exploitation bands. And that's what they did in Japan, just like everywhere else. But apparently in Japan they did kind of a lot of it. Yeah, this is a Shaddux reissue of it from. It's like really heavy. Look how thick that fucking cover is. This is probably like a 450 run. They didn't do a whole lot of these. Yeah, there's an insert though. They did a really loving job. And Shaddux would do some of these records. They did the shit that like the purists thought was kind of shady because they would like reserve some of the money that they made. Like, I mean, I don't think they were making a whole lot anyway off these fucking records, but they're like, we're gonna put aside some of the muns for You know, so in case the artist, if the artist ever gets found and there is a way that we can pay him, we have money here for him. You know. So yeah, but after the fact, like a couple of them sort of been like, oh, those are bootlegs, and it's kind of gotten shitty. So like, oh well, I like that label. They put out some crap though too. This is kind of an awesome one. Pan. This is another one of those sort of big deal Swedish ones. Like these guys and that other one that I showed, Pantaray and Blast Furnace. Although I feel like maybe they were Danish. You know, Blast Furnace was Danish. Where's Pan from? Then maybe they were Swedish. Or maybe they're Danish too. I think they're Swedish. It's on Sonnet, so it should be Swedish. Well, I recorded in Denmark. Well, dude, you're totally right about those thick ass covers. Yeah, okay. I was starting to think this was Danish. Why did I think it was Swedish? Probably because they're close to each other and they speak similar languages. But just being honest, this is a cool. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna listen to this one again before I get rid of it. You know what I didn't put in the stack was The Old Man in the Sea. That record's still over there. So, but Blast Furnace, man, I bought that record like 20. I bought that record in the fucking 90s. And like every couple of years I put it on, I'm like, this record looks so cool, man. And they're called Blast Furnace. And it's fucking Danish from the 70s. How could this not be cool? It's just never really done much for me, you know? Merciful Fate is the greatest Danish prog band. Says Tales from the Crypt 13. I agree. I have some more records right here. Let me put this jacket over here so I don't fucking lose it. Hey, let me know if this format is cool too, because there's no way we're getting through this shit tonight. Especially not this pace. And it's fun for me hanging out, you know. Grab another drink here. I almost dropped this fucker. That would have sucked. Ugh. So, have you ever heard of Magma? Look at that. Doesn't that look fucking cool? Like, forget about that Obi. I don't want to deal with it. But look at that Magma. It's fucking like volcano cover and the fucking weird Korean script. I should listen to Culpepper's Orchard again, by the way. Nico Malcolm hyping them right there. So, yeah, Magma from fucking South Korea. The problem with this record is there's a band photo here. And this represents much more what they sound like than that did. See you later, Just Al. Thanks for coming by. Look at that. That's pretty much what they sound like. This record sucks. Like, I really want to like it, but I don't. And I don't because it's fucking horrible. But maybe someone else will like it. I mean, it's kind of rare. You know? It's late, though, too. This record's like 1980, I want to say. This is like the only reissue. It's a fucking high quality sleeve, limited to 600 numbered edition. Yeah, guess who fell for that? That's right. It is sort of like they do look like Menudo. Fuck. Here, I'm gonna put these over here. I'm like too much of a mess. All right, so that was kind of a red herring there. But these are going too, I think. I mean, we'll see. I love this record though, man. This fucking Magma record is so good. All these are. I mean, I have the first three here, right? Magma. This might be my favorite actually. But it might just be because I kind of found my first copy of this in the wild and was kind of excited because you almost never found Magma shit. That was back in the 90s. But I did let go of that copy and rebought it, so. How the fuck did you meet Menudo? Jim, Jesus Christ. This is a great cover, isn't it? Yeah, it's awesome. All that shit. You know what? Actually, this is worth telling. Fucking the first time I ever heard of Magma, I was at Chris's Warped Records in Cleveland, Ohio, and I found this. Okay, I'd never heard the band before. And it was on A&M, and like I was only like 16, right? But I was like, but A&M even then, like it just looked kind of like late 70s bad. But that's what the fucking cover looked like, and I couldn't figure out what the language it was. You know, it wasn't until later on that I found out they'd made it up themselves. But like, I really put some effort into trying to figure out what this was. I was like, it looks like, was it like Hungarian maybe? You know, like it's shit like that. You know. And then of course it sounded so weird. You know what I mean? But the problem with Magma is I feel like it's a hard band to just sit and listen to for the fun of it. You know what I mean? Like there's a part of me that just loves Magma. You know, I mean this record like really made an impression on me. You know, like I'd never heard anything quite like this. I didn't even know anything about fucking symphonic prog and shit. You know, this just sounded fucking. Man, maybe I should keep this. It sounded like one of the fucking craziest things ever, though. But I don't know that I ever played that record all the way through. Yeah, here's another one I don't particularly remember. Mahogany Brain. Yeah. Yeah, there's some Gatefold. Yeah, there's some shit in there, too. This is like a French record that's like considered kind of a classic. But yeah, look at that. It's like Smell the Glove is what it looks like. Let me get the inside, and you can see that they're sensitive. You know, this guy right here, he's a. I don't know, probably thinking about a poem. Yeah, I've got nothing to say about Mahogany Brain, man. We just talking about Magma some more. Magma's fucking nuts. It's a band I would like to have seen live. I'm trying to get this back to the thing like a dumbass. Because I'm fighting with it, but I won. Because there it is. Yeah. Yeah, here's another record that's great. Fucking Forever Changes by Love. Yeah. And this is actually a mono. This is like, people act like everything was better in the past. Look how fucking devious this is. It says stereo real big, right? Then you look closely, and it says, this album may be played on stereo phonographs. So, like, you won't fuck up this mono record if you drag a fucking stereo needle across it. So, yeah, this it's an early pressing. It's pretty cool. Yeah, one of these tan label ones. Condition's kind of rough, though, you know. Really? You like For Sale better? It's funny. I don't know if I've ever listened to that one. I really like spending time with the first three Love records. Actually, I think I have the other two over there. I don't know why I didn't pull those, but, it's kind of arbitrary beyond a certain point. You know what's fucked? There's a fucking tear in this cover I didn't even notice until just now. I better double check what I have it at on Discogs. Yeah, on Discogs, I'm Beer and Jesus, actually. So you know the secret now. So you can find me in there. Oh, but none of this is exactly priced to sell either, I'll tell you right now. It's more like I'm putting the shit online and I'll sort of see from there. So, yeah, Forever Changes is great. Yeah, Vinyl Richie's asking how much I want for the love. Dude, just hit me up privately. I don't really want to talk about that in here. I don't want to make this into, this is like fun. And then I'll keep track of it. Yeah, see fucking right there. JK Baca 41. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that right, but he said never get into Magma. Like, that's the thing, is it's like, I think we're probably not alone in like really liking Magma more than we actually like them. So yeah, check this shit out, man. I should fucking move this one Mivers way is what I should do. Now, Freddie Lindquist though, Menu. This is kind of another Swedish classic. That is fucking funny. All right, fucking Steve Harmless Rebel says, I bought Magma by accident. I was drunk and thought it was Magnum. I actually like Magma a lot better than I like Magnum anyway. So, wow, I can't believe you had an original. Oh, Norwegian. Yeah, it's something. I said that and then I was like, oops. It tells us right there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should keep this one because I was talking about how great Norway was before. Um, yeah, I should probably at least listen to it. Oh, what am I doing? I have these stacks all over the place. If I mix them up, I'll never find them. So, all right, Lincoln Street exit, drive it. Great band photo here. I don't really even remember what these guys sound like particularly. Oh shit, man! That fucking little Debbie strawberry trifle. You're gonna make that shit? That's hilarious, man. I appreciate you letting me know. If you do end up finding that shit, so you can make it, I want to kind of want to hear about it. So, wow, man. First time I saw Magma was probably the best show I've ever seen. Yeah, seeing them even once would have been fucking an awesome thing. So there's a Lincoln Street exit. I remember liking this record. Don't particularly remember it well now. God bless the exit, though. It's awesome. All right, yeah, this is another kind of good one. Yeah, something on the planet. This is a Lincoln Street exit. Fucking the Lost and Found. So these guys, probably whatever notoriety they have, they got by proximity to the 13th floor elevators because they were on the International Artists label. And like, right on, Shane, welcome. Um, yeah, I mean, the big band's obviously the 13th floor elevators, and then the second brand was probably the Red Crayola too. I might like even more than the elevators, but it depends when you catch me on which record we're talking about, right? That's really kind of tough. Um, yeah, and the Lost and Found. I don't know. Maybe I should hang on to this one because I kind of like hippie shit now. But they just kind of sound like an also ran, same as like the Golden Dawn, and that Power Plant record. And there's at least one out there. Oh, the Bubble Puppy. Their record was kind of lame too. I mean, it was fun in a way, but it wasn't like, great. So, oh, fucking look at this. Vinyl Richie's gonna go watch some fucking. It just occurs to me I don't even know what sport it is, but UCLA is playing. So, all right, have fun, dude. You're just leaving just before I bust out the John Lennon records. Actually, that's record singular, and this is it. And I kind of wanted this because there was some like fucking Yoko freak out on this that was like kind of infamous. So I was like, shit, man, I kind of need that. What was it, Mother or something? Or God, maybe? Yeah, I think it was Mother, but I don't even fucking know. Someone else probably knows. Yeah, I actually got this from Greeno too. So if you're into like, vinyl community memorabilia, this record has a pretty illustrious provenance. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't mind this record. But John Lennon, everything I said about Jim Morrison goes for John Lennon, only double. you know. Like, and I get the impression that Yoko, like, personally is like a worse person, but she bothers me a hell of a lot less. Yeah, I don't think I ever listened to Endel St. Cloud on International Arts. It's like the only one that I never really checked out, though. I even had that one Lightning Hopkins one once upon a time, too, but I was never really a blues guy, so. Look at this one. Don't those guys look like dorks? Leño. Another Spanish band. Who did that album when he was undergoing scream therapy? That John Lennon one? That's fine with me if so. Yeah, I don't think I ever played this record. I'm like looking at this, looking for a little memory jog, something. Yeah, I played most of these, but yeah, Lennon. I mean, was he actually doing? Well, I don't even know if there's such a thing as legit scream therapy. For all I know, there is, and I just don't know. But it seems to me like that's pretty like him undergoing scream therapy is pretty well in line with what the Beatles were doing during the first half of the '70s. So here's another one though. Check this out. So I'm an equal opportunity buyer and dismisser of. Actually, I'm keeping my George Harrison records. Well, maybe I'll let go of my copy of Wonderwall music, but the electronic one I'm fucking keeping. That Leño is like a heavy one supposedly, but I don't think I ever played it. This one I remember liking a lot more than I expected to, and then I played it again and wasn't really impressed. I don't know, man. Fucking Ram. It's the MC5. Ready to spend. I barely have any Aristos. I don't even know what I have on Aristo. I probably have a couple of funk records on Aristo. I'm probably selling these. I'm Beer and Jesus on Discogs. Um, but I figure a lot of these I've never shown before. Hey, blind welcome, man. Fucking Dwarf Fortress streamer right there. That's that impresses me a hell of a lot anyway. All right, cool. This is probably a really lousy MC5 set. Really, like, kind of sounds like it was kind of fucked in that. It's definitely pretty raw though. I don't know. Maybe I should listen to this again. I didn't like this one very much when I got it when it came out, and that was 1998. I think I got this closer to like 2000, 2001 ish. Yeah, Borderline is awesome though, man. The Looking at You 45 is a real gem. That's been reissued a couple times. That's staying here. So's the LP, the original one. Yeah. All right, ready for another Italian one? Hey, Eric. I tore the shrink off a fucking record for you before. Jim, take care, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Look at that cover. It's a pretty nice one, isn't it? There's like some modern, like Italian prog band, apparently. I don't quite get it because it's on the same label as the other ones, but the earliest date I can find on this is like, I don't remember, but it's like recent. 2012. There you go. And they're called La Maschera di Cera. There you go. Yeah, it looks like the Orme. Like that, I don't remember the name of that one either, but that's actually what I thought this was when I was grabbing it. I'm not sure if I ever played this, honestly. But it's Italian prog. Caffeine and heavy metal is all you need to live on, man. Fucking hell, come on. This is some fucking bullshit. It's because the next one has a really good cover, too. And y'all are fucking salivating. You're waiting. See, normally if I'm fucking like doing my thing, I'll just do it all at the end of the video. But if I'm doing this, we're gonna go through like a few hundred. Probably been on an hour, so maybe it's maybe y'all are gonna burn out. Is Brother Brian still alive? Look at that. This one has Bip Bop Boom written all over it, this fucking cover. Look at this. Look at those Turkish motherfuckers. It's like beat shit. A lot of covers. Oh yeah, they do yesterday, and apparently in Turkish it's Yalnızım, which has the same number of syllables, so it's probably useful, you know. And then it has Walk in the Dog. You know, if you're into beat, this might be your thing, but I've really never been that into beat. I probably only bought this because it's obscure, truth be told. But some people dig that shit. Stavros actually took a Golden Cups record off my hand, and that's like beat shit too, you know. They're really good at it, you know, but it's just like Japanese beat. You know, I never played it. And he was like, oh yeah, fucking. It's Maxophones, another Italian one. It's actually a really good one too. This one's kind of on the precious side though. But I remember liking this one a lot. This one in Merple. Like the M's that so yeah, there you go. Fucking if they're wearing matching suits, fucking Bip Bop Boom's on board. So he hangs out with this metal guy whose name is still Bip Bop Boom, you know, and that's not like a criticism, you know, that's just like saying, well, you know, I like hanging out, but this is the side my bread's buttered on, you know, and I kind of do the same thing because fucking I hang out with the jazz guys with the name still Metal Theologian, right? I'm thinking about these, okay, because these May Blitz records are so good. Both of them are. They're just like really awesome. Like when you go out and you buy like a fucking 70s hard rock record, this is what you want it to sound like. You know, you want them to sound like May Blitz, basically. I don't know, man. I never fucking play them though. But May Blitz is fucking good, and that second one is underrated too. The first one seems to turn up more, you know. The second one might be heavier than the first one, but they're both great. You know, any May Blitz you can find. All right, does anyone know what this is? I might have shown the front already. See, I think I would keep the second May Blitz. Shit. Yeah, check this shit out. Fucking, that's what you were waiting for, isn't it? The fucking Marshall Tucker band. Just in case you thought one was enough. Yeah, so I kind of like the Marshall Tucker band. I like them more than a lot of the like more respected names in you know, Southern rock. You know, if you give me a choice between fucking Leonard Skinner and the Marshall Tucker band, I'd probably be hanging with Marshall Tucker. It would depend on when you caught me, you know. But yeah, like Marshall Tucker. Now, Black Oak, Arkansas, they fucking blow these guys away any day of the week. How's it going, my friend? Um, hmm. I'd probably take Marshall Tucker over the Allman Brothers. What do you think about that? I don't think I ever played this one either. This is a Michael Mantler record, which I kind of got because of the Edward Gorey business. Because Edward Gorey really is pretty awesome. Marshall Tucker would go under M on the shelf, which is actually why it's close to these. Because even though these aren't really in order, it's kind of broadly that part of the alphabet. But yeah, Marshall Tucker Band was the name of the band. You see that Edward Gorey art and shit? It's pretty cool. And I mean, look who's playing on this thing. You know? Fucking Robert Wyatt. But Carla Bley, Steve Swallow, Jack T. Jeanette, Terry Ripton. Yeah, there you go. Fucking Nico Malcolm called it before I even turned the thing around. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's not really the kind of rock I'm into, though. It's not really the kind of jazz I'm into. So that record kind of fell between the cracks for me. And I saw the Edward Gorey thing, and I was like, I don't care as a thing, you know? And then Magical Power Mako. Super record. That's a good record, man. I don't recall it being the most assertive thing ever. Alice Cooper's under C. Where do you have him? Do you have him under A for the original band? See, it was never really the band is kind of the thing, you know? It's like they talk about the band, and there was the original Alice Cooper band, but it's like Billy Joel's band. You know what I mean? So if Alice Cooper's the band, but the guy also happens to be named Alice, it's probably going to go under C. You know what I'm saying? All right. Yeah, I need to grab some more records. So I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put the ones that I have right now. I guess I'll just move them over here. All right, bear with me just a second here. I'll get some more records. Oh, the camera's on, my friends. So, that's hard. All right. Biopop. All right, Alan Parsons Band. Okay, so we're talking about bands still not here. So Alice Cooper, yeah, under C all day long. I mean, I'm sorry, but that was kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? It was like when fucking Alice Cooper was like, "Oh, it's a character," and it's like, "No, dude, it's not a character. You were fucking drunk." You know? Lizzie Borden, L, because it's the band. I mean, there's no one named Lizzie Borden. I mean, there is there, but you know, Lizzie Borden's like a person. See, Alice Cooper would have fallen into could have fallen into the same thing if it hadn't been like all the people stepping and swapping out and it was the same person, you know. But I don't know, man. Maybe that is inconsistent. The more I think about it, Alan Parsons Project isn't an issue because I generally don't keep records around by bands with the word project in the name. So that one's moot. Actually, I kind of like the Alan Parsons Project. But I do hate it when they fucking use the word project in their name. Like, that's enough for me to not buy a record. Hey, Mr. Bizarro. What's happening, dude? The Moloch record. Check this shit out. Says the metal theologian. I wonder when the hell it's been since I played this one. Oh shit, so long that I never opened it. Fuck. It's a good record though. This is like the second or third copy of it I've owned. It's yeah, it's funny with this fucking record, this Moloch record. I know I had an original of it at one point, which I let go when I let go of a lot of other good shit. And I could oh, you know something? There it is. Maybe this is only my second copy because there's a seam split and I couldn't see it. But there it is. I was actually just being a dumbass. So I have to tweak that one before I fucking mail it out. Don't overcharge, but yeah. Anyway, it's a good record. It's just, you know, it's a cool blues rock record is basically what that is. You know, a really good one. It was a good enough blues rock record that I liked that record before I got really into blues rock, like I did just a few years ago. Look at that. It's fucking awesome. I finished my cooking earlier. Yeah, it's another Italian one, obviously. Nascita della Sfera. And yeah, this is like some weird like I don't think it's like a stage play, but it's like some sort of like high concept shit. You know something? I remember thinking this was probably more fun to listen to, not knowing Italian, than Flo de Cologne would be, not knowing German. Um, but I might have just been taken in because it looks cool. You know what I mean? That looks like a fucking art rock record, doesn't it? You know. So I remember liking that record, but I'm not sure how organic the like of it was. You know. Another Italian one here. Museo Rosenbach, maybe. Yeah, it's kind of a weird looking gatefold. This is one of the few that isn't like one of those vinyl magic ones either. This is like usually when you see these Italian prog records, they're on that vinyl magic label or like sort of affiliated, you know. They always have the VM catalog numbers. But this one's actually done by Sony. 2009, fucking Sony Music of Italy, right there. And there are a couple others, like one of the Il Rovescio della Medaglia records is like that too. The one with the metal on it too, like the one that would be really expensive to produce. So, yeah, this is pretty fucking good, man. Nico Malcolm's got my back here on the Museo Rosenbach record. Yeah, that's probably even better than this one too. I was kind of partial to Merple too. It's a fucking weird cover. It's like after a while you recognize the Italian style, you know. And look at that fucking Merple. What a stupid name, you know. Pretty sure it doesn't mean anything in Italian. It's a VMS thing. So. These gatefolds are always cool, aren't they? So. Yeah, it has like some sort of insert too. Yeah, Italian prog is really kind of its own world, though. It's a world with a lot of people in it. Yeah, here's another I'm pretty sure I've never played. Don Miro. It's time. Apparently it wasn't because I never played it. I got this like when there was an earshot here in town. When they were going out of business, there were a bunch of things they were selling dirt cheap, and I kind of grabbed this one because same deal as that Roger Powell one I showed before, right? I mean, look at that. I love shit like that. I should probably play this one, but I never really got around to it. 1977 on Sine Wave Records. Yeah, you know, so I'm actually gonna put this aside to make sure I play it again. Well, got a whole bunch I need to do that with. I'm still gonna put this one over here though. Moxie too. Sorry, this is like the mainstream shit. I think we all know Moxie. I love them. Is Chromie D still on? Oh, 37 people, damn. It's a really cool record, man. This is a double. All right. Just so we're clear. Although, you know, might be the same deal. Here's the thing is I'm kind of new to Moxie as these things go. Yeah, I've known about him for a long time, but I bought my first Moxie record. This is actually one of them. I got this and the first one at the same time from my record dealer friend in Colombia. So I was always already living here. So it was, you know, within the last 8 or so years. So yeah, I got a really nice copy of the first one and kind of a rough copy of the second one. So I ended up with another copy of this one, which I'm pretty sure is better, but I have two anyway. So yeah, Moxie too, man. It's a good record. It really is. One of many bands that's sort of like Van Halen-ish that I like, even though I don't like Van Halen. So there you go. And yes, I know they're earlier, but you know, there's kind of a through line there. Fucking Mouse, Lady Killer. Yeah, dude. Another one I don't think I ever fucking played this one. I know I played this one at least once. I just don't really remember it, you know? Yeah, and a lot of these, it's like, I get them and it's like, well, they don't have them when I want to listen to them. It's like, I figure after a certain number of years of not reaching for them. Oh, yeah, Pop Off approved, definitely on Moxie. Yeah, he was all over those fucking records and those books. I never gone shopping for that mouse, actually. It is an awesome cover, though. It looks like a really fucking cool record. Yeah. I don't know, man. Ray Russell, is he on this? Yeah. Ray Fingers Russell, apparently. Yeah, no, I don't know who that is, though. I've never seen Ishtar either. Chromie D saying he's watching this and Ishtar at the same time. It's a really good record. But I have that weird thing where Mountain like fucks me up. I played this within the last couple months, and I thought it was kind of depressing, but not as bad as this one, which is the one where historically I've kind of been like, ugh, that's the one that's supposed to be awesome, and I just couldn't really hack it. Not because I couldn't appreciate the record, but like they just make me feel bad. These records, it's weird. Fucking Nantucket Sleigh Ride. I don't know. This might be the one that I like the most. That's funny. All right, Bip Bop Boom says I ran into Warren Beatty and he was a dick. So when he walked away, I shouted Ishtar. Awesome. Hell yeah. Another fucking Mountain record here. Why do I have so many fucking Mountain records? I know why, because they're cheap. Or they were cheap. Yeah, I mean, there are 2 copies of Climbing in here. And actually, so I'm going to go ahead and show this because one of these. Okay, so this is what copies of Climbing usually look like. Because it has one of because these records got played a lot, right? And they have one of these fucking wallet style covers where the record goes in here. And so by the time you get them, the sleeves are always kind of matte, kind of mushed like that. You see how it's crushed? And generally kind of worn too, just from opening and closing it every time, you know? But this other copy, yeah, look at this. I actually want to put the record back in this one because it's even better than I realized. Look at that. You can like read that and shit. Like the crease is still pretty clearly defined there. This is like an unusually nice copy of fucking Climbing, so. Yeah, I didn't put this one back in there. Because fucking, if no one buys it, then it's going to just stay on the shelf anyway. And if someone does, I'm going to take it out to ship it anyway, right? So I figure, fuck it. You think Nantucket Sleigh Ride's their best, Nickel Malcolm? Huh. Yeah, Unipacks are a pain in the ass too, words ruin music. You're totally right. Now, they look cool, and the idea is great because the record won't fall out of the jacket. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't think it's worth the trade-off. Especially because now, fucking, as a collector, now you know that the jackets are actually a lot more fragile than the records, really. Right? Yeah, Flowers of Evil. Yeah. The Baudrillard shit doesn't really impress me very much either, you know? All right, Mott the Hoople Wildlife. A band I never really got very much into, but I always kind of felt like there was something there that was passing me by. Yeah, it's fucking Mott the Hoople. La Mosca we've got here now too. NPK2. I don't know what that is. I know what DPRK is. Yeah, look at them though. You know who's awesome? Fucking this guy right there. Look at him. They're like, dude, you are so dope. We're gonna put you right in the front. Double. We'll like concoct some other shit here just so we can put you right in the front. Because it'll sell the record. And guess what? I mean, if it hadn't worked, I wouldn't be holding this right now, right? So, I'm Beer and Jesus on Discogs, Words Ruin Music, if you want to see. And like, if you end up seeing a bunch of shit you want, send me a message or something. I mean, if you want to just like give me a big pile of cash, you can do that too. I used some Pointer Sisters bananas. Yeah. But like, I am kind of trying to raise money for a little project here, so they're not like cheap, I'll be honest. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played this one, by the way. This is another one, as I recall, sort of freeform freakout, this Moolah one. I had a problem with it because it was called Moolah. I had a hard time getting past that, but at one point, at a certain point, because these reissues are kicking around for a while. But you know, at one point, I just came across it so cheap, and I had heard it was good so many times, I just couldn't continue passing it up, you know. And it's good, you know. It's not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna. I mean, this is in the stack, and Captain Beefheart isn't. You know what I mean? Or maybe as a better analogy, this is in the stack, and I don't know. I don't know. Faust isn't, but I don't know. Faust might be too if I didn't like have this like connection with Faust where they're just too important to me. So I don't know, man. Not bad. I mean, I actually like this thing. It might just be because of the cover that I don't like it because I just don't like that. So, on here, I'll actually go ahead and fucking type it in here. But this isn't like shill shit, okay? So, all right, that's my alias on Discogs. It's funny because like we're going through the shit and it feels like a ton. We only have like 200 records up there, I think. Oh, I'm thinking I'm listing in the neighborhood of 1,000 though, you know. But we'll see how this goes. You know, this kind of long story. Lots of shit about it. Not interested in going into. The Mops. You bet words you use. Thanks for being interested. I mean, shit. Yeah, the Mops, another Japanese beat group. Okay, so out of the Japanese beat bands that I've encountered, there's the Mops, there's the Tigers, there's the Golden Cups. There's another one I just showed earlier, and I forgot who they fucking were. Anyway, I think most of them, I think the Tigers kind of suck. I think the rest are pretty good. You know, they're fun as far as that kind of shit goes. But the Jacks, I love. The Jacks stand here. They're like, just like one of those outliers on that front, man. You know what I mean? It's like, you know how there's like every so often there's an act that transcends the genre. You know, like I don't consider myself a big, you know, blues fan by any stretch, but Blind Willie Johnson like really speaks to me, like seriously, you know. So even though I can't really hang in a conversation about Albert Collins or someone like that, you know. So I almost feel like the Jacks is sort of like the analog with, you know, Japanese beat shit. I'm for a record. I'm trying to look for a second. Oh, don't worry about that. Too much, my friend. So this is that Don Muro record, and it sounds like 77. You think this slaps? You can put that in the dishwasher, please. Seriously, you think this is crap or you think this is good? Really? Because here's the thing, I'm thinking about getting rid of it. If you really think this slaps, then I would keep it.
You're right.
Well, yeah, no shit.
I'm not going to tell you what to put on.
No, I mean, like, metaphysically. I think if I sell it, I'd rather I keep it. And it makes no difference to me.
If you're saying you make more money because it's a good record that you don't like, but other people might want, so you can raise your price because it's a good record.
I don't think so. We'll talk about it later. Yeah, Coltrane thinks this record slaps. All right, good night, my friend. I mean, he goes to bed early. It's weird. I don't get it. Speaking of shit I don't get, fucking Moody Blues. There's nothing wrong with the Moody Blues, but I don't really get it, I don't think. It's fucking... Yeah, I understand about Blind Willie Johnson not being technically blues. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of have mixed feelings about that, you know. On the one hand, it doesn't seem right to kick out the gospel blues. On the other hand, it really is very different from like what Blind Lemon Jefferson was doing, say, you know. But even among like the gospel blues singers, like there's no one quite like Blind Willie Johnson in my estimation. It's early like occult rock record. This is actually on Black Widow. For a while, I would get anything that was like, yeah, exactly. It's dollar bin shit. I think I paid more than $1 for that record. That's a pretty nice copy of that Moody Blues, but whatever. There are other channels you can watch if you want to talk about that shit. So this monument is supposed to like some weird occult one, you know, but I don't know, man. It just never grabbed me the way I wanted it to. You know, it's like that Horse record, you know, or frankly even that Witchcraft Coven record. You know, there's a these like little like obscure records like from the 60s and 70s that are satanic. You know, I always try and grab them, you know, and there'll be like a little bit of sort of booga booga there, but that's as far as it ever goes, except for like that Black Widow record, right? Fucking Sacrifice, which is one of the greatest things ever anyway. So yeah, I was kind of hoping. It says Monument aren't the first rock group to profess an interest in witchcraft and voodoo, but in their case, it is no mere gimmick. Vocalist and keyboard man Stephen Lowe was a founder member of a thriving witches' coven in Essex, and the group's other 3 members share his dedication to the occult, a dedication which shows in their music. So it sounds like it's going to be great, right? I mean, I hear that, and I'm like, okay, there you go. I played that Monument. Yeah, Monument was actually Zior. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about Zior. I played that Monument record a couple days ago, and I have no memory of what it sounds like. It's kind of how this record was for me, too. You know? And I mean, I love this kind of design. You know, I mean, this reminds me of that Armageddon record, the German one, which is fucking fantastic, you know? And so I see this, like, design and this shit about how they're, like, into, like, the occult and shit. And I'm like, dude, give me that. But I've owned this record for, I don't know, when did this one come out? Anyway. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this record. This right here is probably my favorite Turkish record. Like, I don't have a whole shit ton of Turkish records, right? I have like that Erkin Kore and an Uchurel that I think someone actually just bought off me. And, you know, that kind of shit. Who am I forgetting? There's at least one other one. Anyway, this shit by Moholar, I think. I don't know. But, you know, this is, it's not a fucking, I wouldn't really say this slaps, you know. I'm not going to bother trying to take it out. You know, it is all in Turkish. It's a lot of, like, kind of folky. And 75, so it's a little bit late, although, you know, not for Turkey. Yeah, I don't know. They have like these little translations of the titles and shit too. It's like you can read this and like fucking, you can know that Blue Mood, you say Gamyuku in Turkish. Yeah. It's really cool for what it is, you know? from Kimio Mizutani. Yeah, it came out in the same series as that Golden Cups I let go of, and the Food Brain record, which is probably going to stay. Oh, and Flight Egg, too. I think Flight Egg is going to stay around, though, too. That's kind of they're a little bit goofy, but they're still a pretty solid rock band. This record, you know, I like this record. I might play this one first, but it's another one where I was like, I just don't really have much memory of it, you know? A lot of this Japanese shit, though, that's kind of abstract is just kind of, I don't know, you know, like, I'll admit, I fell in some of the hype, like when that Julian Cope book came out and shit. Yeah, that was a big part of what put me onto a lot of these. Even though my taste is kind of different from his because, well, he didn't like that record, but he'd be all about someone like fucking, I don't know, Masahiro Sato or something, and I'm like, I mean, I like that shit too, right? But, well, I like that Kimi Mizutani for one thing too, but, you know, like the Food Brain records, another one, is great, even though he didn't like it. So I don't know, man, it's, a lot of that shit I feel like tends to be sort of more kind of spacey and kind of just out there for the sake of being out there and doesn't really just gel like the way really good records do when they're like that, you know what I mean? So, yeah, and I forgot what my point was. So, Kimio Mizutani, everybody. Yeah, give it a pretty good chance. Yeah, I really like Cosmos Factory. That's another record that Julian Cope didn't do. That's what I was going. Fucking. Oh, that's interesting. He hates jazz, but he likes all this fucking like ponderous shit. Like God, I'm fucking spacing these guys' names. Masahiro Sato is who I'm trying to think of. It's like a couple guys who are more sort of borderline rock, but it doesn't fucking matter. So here we go. Steve Miller, Your Saving Grace. It's an early German press of it that you know, just sort of ended up in my collection. Actually, I know exactly where this came from. Right after I moved to South Carolina, actually, my old amplifier that I was using died on my stereo. I was like, oh, fuck, you know, I'm not like Mr. Audiophile. I go on Craigslist. I'm like, okay, who's selling a fucking amp? Preferably with a phono input because I don't have to deal with a preamp and kind of shit, right? So I find a guy, go over to his house and pick it up. He has a few records, too, that he sold me for $1 each, too. So I ended up taking home like 20. And this was one of them. So that's why I got the Steve Miller record. That's also where I got my fucking original Upsetters Super 8. Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed to say I don't think I played this one. I might have played this once, but this is another one that's like a huge classic, man. Fucking Tyria Ripdahl and shit. I mean, him alone, right? Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm on the fence about this one too. This one's hard to get too, you know. 2008's the date on this, but the original is 1970. It's on Panorama. There you go. Yeah, if Nico Malcolm's still on, he's gonna freak out that I'm thinking, oh, let him go with this. Anyway, this is another Italian one that I liked a lot. Fucking Inferno by Metamorphosi. I probably should listen to that Min build before I let it go for sure. If I even let go of it, but we'll see. This shit I need to make a decision on, let's put it that way. Yeah, really cool. This is another weird one. I mean, not like super weird though. It's still definitely more prog than like space or anything else like that. But I just remember this one being a little bit more eccentric than some of these other ones. It's a great cover too, man. Fucking all these Italian records have such great covers. Look at that. And it's this nice matte. It's like just the right level of heaviness. So there you go. Insane Synths. DGH is telling me. Synths on this are insane. don't remember, man. Yeah, these were the first Italian ones I got, so I probably got it right around 2008. Yeah, I don't really know what the hell this is. I got this from the Void Dude. This is Ferguson Hewlett. I think it's his band. Yeah. I think I listened to this, but I don't remember. All right, so how are we doing on the times? Everyone turning into a pumpkin? I don't even know if this is a good video to watch or anything. There's probably most records that are shown in one video, though. Well, if I'm honest, I'm kind of fading a little bit, so I think I'm gonna hang it up. It's about 11:30. Oh shit, Nate's still here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it good. But thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate it. More of a baked potato. Yeah, I get it. Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. I'll do this again soon. Have a good night, everyone. It's funny, I'm not conflicting with like Grown Man Record Night. Last time I did this, I didn't want to like overrun it all. I was like, oh, I got to get off and go watch Grown Man Record Night. But yeah, no, not today. So anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, Voivod Records. Sounds like saw all that stuff by Voivod Records. All right, take care, everyone. Thanks.